Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly live show. I'm Fabiana Clore, pianist and business strategist for musicians, and I'm delighted to connect with all of you as part of our weekly live mini training series. I will be joining you every Thursday at 1 o'clock Central Time, so mark your calendars to join me so we can discuss some strategies, experiences, and success tips for musicians to create a thriving career in music. Today, we're going to talk about the major paradigm shift that most musicians need in order to succeed in their careers and in their lives. You see, as musicians, we are always doing a variety of activities. We tend to be performing, we tend to be teaching, we tend to be doing some administrative work here and there. We may even have work that is completely unrelated to our musical experiences and our musical passions. And what ends up happening is that as musicians, we end up having a very fragmented lifestyle where we're making very little income throughout many different activities. And so here's where the opportunity comes that really allows musicians to start seeing their potential differently. And that is in uniting their skill sets and packaging their skills under a brand umbrella. I'm the creator of the Musician's Profit Umbrella, which is basically a philosophy, a framework that helps musicians understand that no longer do they need to be doing so many different things in order to create a cumulative livelihood and combined income stream, but instead, when we look at our skill sets, when we look at the experiences that we've developed through our lifetime, and we look at how the combination of everything we've gained can actually serve a unique type of ideal client who's going to really value what we have to offer because of the combination of all our experiences, not just one activity, right? That's where the opportunity comes in shifting the paradigm. No longer do we need to look at, how much am I going to get paid in this performance? How much am I getting paid with these students? It's all about now looking at what is the brand? What is your value? What are your values? What is your mission? What's your story, right? And looking at how you can create a voice and a set of messages and basically a way to create your signal in the world so people can come to you, not just because you're an amazing performer or a very renowned teacher, but because of what you believe in and the vision that you've set out for what you want to see change in the world. And when you do that, then you can actually have a unified sense of identity where you're not having to think about having multiple websites, one for your side as a teacher, one for your side as a performer. I've seen this countless times where musicians come in and they're just so fragmented and they have even multiple websites, and they don't even want to find ways to connect those different sides of their identity and their work experience. They find it that if you talk about your performing when you're looking at your teaching resume, then it takes away from your teaching experience. Or if you talk about your teaching experience on your performer resume, it takes away from your performer credibility. And so that's a huge misconception that I want to tackle head on today as we get through these, initial first few series. It's about debunking those misconceptions and helping shift the notion of what really helps musicians stand out and what helps them not just create an easier lifestyle and a more fulfilling one, but one that works through strategy, through flow and ease, not through hustling and hard work and burning yourself out, right? So as you're looking at this, as you're watching this training and thinking about what does this paradigm shift mean exactly, it's basically in short, simple terms, it is about looking at your entire life, your entire set of skills, the major obstacles that you've had to overcome, and what is that unifying kind of thought that you've put together, that unifying belief, that unifying message that is important to help others understand what it is that you stand for and why you want to see something change in your specific field, in your industry, right? And in your instrument, whatever that is. And really helping people understand who you are and what you stand for, in addition to all the skills that you've developed and the different things you've done, so that they can come to you and want to work with you because of who you are, not just because of what you do. right? So an example I can share in my case, I'm a pianist. I'm an entrepreneur. I have created a music academy for the past 10 years now, in collaboration with my husband. And we now run that school remotely across the country. For the past 5 years, when I came here to the University of North Texas and created their music business and entrepreneurship program, I ran it for 5 years. And since then, I've expanded into building an international coaching and consulting company that helps musicians build their careers, expand their potential, and find ways to build thriving online music businesses that allows them to free their time, and really create a lifestyle that is in alignment with their values, right? Not having to burn themselves out, not having to hustle, but to put everything together into a better way of packaging it and doing it online and working with people all around the world. So as I was in my journey, kind of putting together my way of creating my umbrella brand, I went through many different stages where I struggled to see the relationship between my performing side with my business experience, with my pedagogical experience as a university educator. And all of those things at times felt that they were at odds. They were not flowing together. They were not coming together. And I struggled to keep a performing career active. I struggled to find a reason to practice, and it was all very much in tension. And it wasn't until I discovered that really by creating a way to synchronize my artistic projects, my consulting work, my university work at that time, that I discovered that they all blend perfectly well and they all form part of who I am. And by embracing that, not only did I have really creative ideas to create musical programs, I created a program called Women as Musician Entrepreneurs that basically was a musical example of my life, right? I was interested in music and performing and piano repertoire, but I was also interested in female composers. I was interested in their entrepreneurial experiences, and I put it all together in this creative program that opened the doors to many other things. I then launched a coaching program initially geared towards women musicians and later expanded it to include women and men. And now all of what I do feeds my online brand, and it all comes together because that is what I represent. That is what I stand for. I stand for musicians being active, holding on to their performing careers, holding on to their desires to stay active as creatives, and at the same time to be very strategic in building a business and creating a way to not have to be exchanging time for money anymore and depending on teaching and working with people one-on-one exclusively and having to be basically giving away all your time just to build a livelihood. And the problem with that is that when you run out of time, you run out of income opportunities. But instead, to take a step back and really look at how to package all of their skills and build a united way of serving. So now people come to me, not just because of my experience as a musician, as a pianist, or because of my story as a woman, a mother of two. I've got two young boys, or because I'm also, married to a fellow musician, or because I've created a music school 10 years ago and now run it remotely and can build those systems and know how to delegate and get things to work on their own. But it's because of all of those things that people come to me. And in my work with clients, we discuss music, we discuss business, we discuss lifestyle, we discuss even wellness and meditation techniques. Yesterday, in one of my group coaching calls with my clients, we were talking about box breathing, how to develop the right ability to take moments throughout your day to step back and breathe and allow breath work to help us move our emotional systems and regulate ourselves from being in the fight or flight mode, right? Being in the sympathetic mode to moving into the parasympathetic mode, where you can be in the more of the rest and digest mode, where you're in a place to be more receptive, more creative, better problem solver, more strategic. So basically, it's everything that I have to offer that people come to. And it's not until I discovered that, when I embraced all of that and started making that part of my content, part of my message, part of the way I included it in my marketing materials. It's when I discovered that people come to me because of all of these things, not just because of one of them, that it opened up an amazing opportunity to build a lifestyle business and an online business that now works with musicians all around the world. I actually was able to not just create a new income stream, it exceeded what I was doing in my university role, to the point where I decided to step out of academia in mid 2021 and go full time into this online lifestyle, right? Online way of helping musicians. So this is what I want to kind of start this conversation with all of you. And I'm so excited to be able to have a weekly touch point, to invite you to ask me questions, to come in with your ideas, and that we can co-create this weekly touch point and really discuss, what our industry needs and how musicians can be evolving as our time is changing, as our industry is shifting, and what as creatives we need to be thinking about, and how we can be strategic around adapting to our ever-changing landscape in the world, right? So we are starting a new year. It's the beginning of 2021. There's so much excitement, opportunities, inspiration, dreams, but it all has to come down to action taking. And here's where I'm going to be coming in every week to help move that needle for you and to help you understand week by week what you need to be focusing on and how you can be strategic in reinventing yourself and adapting to our industry. And I look forward to seeing your questions. Join me live each week so that we can together co-create this show in the best way to serve you. I'm really excited to have you join me today. So if you think this is valuable, if you know anyone else who you think could join us every week, please spread the word. The more of us, the merrier. And I look forward to continue to have these discussions and to connect with all of you every week. So thank you for joining me, and let's prosper together.